Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 10.
We are a close-knit family, and when tragedies like this occur, every member of the U.S. Armed Forces, Vance, Enid, feels it.
A close-knit family brought to their knees. Tonight, Vance Air Force Base reeling after 2 airmen died in a crash in Enid. They were in a training flight when something went terribly wrong. The T-38 Talon jet landing upside down, the nose of the jet broken. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Evan Onstadt.
Good evening to you. I'm Jessica Shambach. This is a story we have been following all day for you, a tragic accident. KOCO's Abigail Ogle and Portia Riley reporting live and continuing our team coverage tonight. Now
we're going to get to them in a moment, but first we want to get a quick update on some wet weather. We got rain moving through right now.
Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane in tonight for us, tracking a wintry mix for the morning. Day.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, looking at the radar, though, it is all liquid, not looking at any ice. But things are really beginning to ramp up. Starting to find at least a few more moderate to heavier downpours popping up on the radar. We see this from Snyder, Cache. This is moving up to the northeast, so expect this to move through Anadarko, Tuttle, Amber, up to El Reno. Here's another area of moderate rain falling right now from Jet up to Clio Springs, and that's headed towards Medford. What I'm really watching, though, yes, a little bit of light rain on the radar here, but let's go all the way out to the west. This is what's going to come in as we go into the overnight hours. Not a whole lot of thunder out of this, but some heavy rain. Some of us are likely going to wake up to the sound of rain hitting our roofs during the overnight hours. So coming up in a few minutes, this is going to move across the state. I'll show you the timeline that this will fall right over you. Back to you.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Damon. Thanks a lot. 2 airmen killed in what authorities are calling an aircraft mishap at Vance Air Force Base.
Officials say 2 T-38s were on a routine training mission that ended when 2 planes off the runway, one of them upside down. KOCO has been in Enid since the crash.
Tonight, KOCO's Portia Riley continues our team coverage with a woman who heard it all from her backyard. Portia.
Yes, Evan, Jess. Jane Schleck says she was sitting in her backyard less than 5 minutes from here when she heard a loud bang. She says although she doesn't know the men personally, she wants everyone affected to know they have a community to lean on.
They're all in our prayers and our thoughts.
This Sky 5 video showing the aftermath.
We cherish your thoughts and your prayers. Our team here at Vance is grieving.
Debris from the jets scattered across the field.
You can see one aircraft on the ground on its top. It went upside down and landed on its top. Didn't give the pilots time enough to eject,
killing them.
Right now, we're all trying to heal.
The second air crew is expected to be okay.
It's all about the family at this point.
Family the community is backing.
Everybody in Enid is supporting the family. Vance is a big part of Enid.
Officials say a safety investigation is underway to determine exactly what happened, but say there's no time frame on when that would wrap and say it could last up to 30 days or longer. As far as the victims, their names aren't being released at this time. Back to you guys.
Portia, thank you. And tonight we're also learning more about that type of aircraft.
KOCO's Abigail Ogle continuing our team coverage tonight. Abby, you spent time tonight with Sky 5 pilot Chase Rutledge. He is very familiar with those jets and their purpose.
Jess, Evan, he's really our in-house expert on this. Chase, a retired Army pilot himself, was over the scene today in Enid flying in Sky 5. And I'll tell you, he got emotional seeing this, saying the Oklahoma military family lost 2 of its own today. And we were talking to Chase, what are these planes? What are they used for? These T-38 Talon jets. He tells me, number 1, they go very fast. And number 2, they're used for training.
Honestly, what I saw today was just heartbreaking.
Sky 5 pilot Chase Rutledge tells me once he got over the scene in Enid, he feared the worst.
Seeing the wreckage and seeing that aircraft upside down hit hard upside down because the nose broke.
And behind the upside down aircraft, you'll see a long scar through the grass.
That was the vertical fin on the back of the jet that caused that scar.
Vance Air Force Base officials confirmed the mishap happened while the 2 jets were landing in formation.
Just within feet of each other.
And Chase says those jets are meant to fly close together and go very fast.
One of the pilots, a Vance instructor that I talked to today, called it a rocket with wings. But they need that speed in order order to get lift.
Experts now investigating what exactly went wrong and when. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma military family coming together after this loss.
It hurts. I mean, it will hurt all of us. For a military pilot and a fellow aviator to see something like that, knowing that there was a loss of life, it's just beyond words.
It's just a tough one to report. Chase said it was tough just seeing it, knowing the passion that all of these pilots share. After today's crash, Vance Air Force Base shut down all flight operations for the rest of the day, and airport officials say they are likely to do the same thing tomorrow. Reporting live tonight, Abigail Ogle, KOCO 5 News. Guys, we are just thinking of that Vance community and the military family tonight.
Our hearts go out to them, Abby. Thanks so much. We appreciate that. Again, we expect more updates on the investigation coming in tomorrow. We're going to be adding that information to the KOCO 5 app as soon as we get it.
Some other headlines tonight. The state election board launching a new tool that could help election security. They've just launched the OK Voter portal, which is one single place where you can verify your voter registration. You can find your polling place, view a sample ballot, even change your address or political affiliation. We put a link to that portal in the As Seen On section of our KOCO mobile news app. New tonight at 10 o'clock, state officials celebrating Oklahoma teachers. Our state superintendent, Joy Hoffmeister, announcing they've added more than 1,700 teachers to Oklahoma classrooms since the 2017-18 school year.
Hopefully it means eventually, as hiring continues to uptick, that their class sizes will reduce some and they'll get some more additional individualized and personalized attention in the classroom.
Tonight, Steffi Corcoran with the Education Department telling us they hope more teachers mean better schools. The department crediting recent legislation that has given teachers a pay raise.
In our state of addiction coverage, Oklahoma now appealing the latest ruling in the state's historic opioid trial. Today, Attorney General Mike Hunter announced the state's intent to appeal an order that was just handed down last Friday. That order said Oklahoma would get $100 million less than expected due to a math mistake made by the judge. The state has until December 16th to file the appeal. Johnson & Johnson, by the way, they are also planning an appeal. They argue they shouldn't owe the state anything.
It allowed us to effect an arrest and essentially make sure that the victim was safe, even in a call that we probably would have never received before had it just been a voice call.
Physically and verbally abused. Guthrie police crediting a new system, letting people text 911 instead of calling. Police say the man they arrested in that case had strangled the woman. The system just launched in the metro last month.
Some disturbing accusations of child pornography tonight, not just distributing it, but in this case making it, and the man accused now off the streets.
Brandon Kyle facing serious charges related to it all. KOCO's Mecca Rain in Grady County, where the bust began.
Yeah, Evan and Jess, I'm told this is where Brandon Kyle is and will likely remain as the investigation continues. OSBI the head on this one, but they were actually tipped off by a nationwide organization. OSBI knee-deep in a case centered around a toddler, one involving child porn.
On November 14th, 2019, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which runs the cyber tip program nationwide, contacted the OSBI about a picture of child sexual exploitation that they'd never seen before.
Investigators on OSBI's Internet Crimes Against Children on it.
They were able to determine that the photo occurred in Greer County.
They not only found the victim
and make sure that the victim was in a safe place and continued their investigation.
But later, the person they believed to be responsible.
They found the subject of their investigation. They found Mr. Brandon Kyle at his place of employment in Grady County.
Kyle faces charges of lewd act with a child and attempted distribution of child pornography. Mecca Rain, KOCO 5 News.
I want to take you to the nation's capital now and the impeachment inquiry into President Trump. Two new witnesses answering questions from the House Intelligence Committee.
Fiona Hill, a former top Russia advisor for the White House, testifying today, and she described her frustration with President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, also pushing back against a claim that Ukraine, not Russia, interfered in the 2016 election.
This is a fictional narrative that has been perpetrated and propagated by the Russian security services themselves.
Is also testifying today. He's the counselor for political affairs at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine. Holmes testified that he heard a call between Trump and Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland. He says that he heard Trump ask Sondland if the Ukrainian president would do the investigations. The president says all accusations against him with this are false.
And we want to let you know today's episode of General Hospital that was covered by those hearings will re-air overnight tonight. So set your DVR. This is going to re-air at 2:36 a.m. Best to set it from 2:30 to 4 o'clock just to make sure you catch the entire episode.
An investigation now into cannabis gummy candy. A middle school student in Ulaga got a hold of some and then passed them on to other kids on the school bus. That's what we're hearing from Ulaga police, now trying to figure out how the child got the drugs. That student, by the way, has been expelled.
Back in the metro, a Norman woman pretends to be asleep while a burglar is creeping through her home.
Sammy Yates says that she was sleeping on the couch when she woke up when she heard the garage start to open.
The only way into the garage is through the garage door openers, which are in the cars, which are always locked.
Played sleep.
Sammy says something told her not to confront that burglar. Instead, she waited for the crook to take what he wanted and leave, which they did. They even took time to make it look like no one had been there. Tonight, Norman police say that they've had several people report similar burglaries. No one's been arrested.
Still to come here on KOCO 5 News at 10 o'clock, a major milestone in Moore.
A bridge back open for business after years of being closed. Plus, legalizing marijuana, the latest push at the federal level that could change laws.
And it is her final wave of rain moving in this evening, coming up when this right here will change over to snow.